Jeanne Sharbel, Gower, class of 1971.
Lisa Long, Mayo, class of 1974.
Debbie Fuselier Wilson, class of 73.
Karen Williams Bunch, class of 71.
Rosemary Strobel Hehn, class of 1972.
Well, I remember we were covered that the school was closing, and we had an opportunity to go to Father Ryan and make it co-ed. But we also could have gone to St. Bernard, St. Cecilia, or the public school. And I think most of us said, hey, let's go. Let's
Go to Father Ryan. It was exciting. It was a fun time, but it was scary, you know.
Right.
But there was some undercurrent that we might not be wanted there as girls, with, you know, girls coming to Father Ryan. There were some young men there that were diehard all-boys school. So it was kind of scary, but it was exciting. I think our teachers made it exciting.
Yes.
They made it like this is an opportunity to pull these parishes together and have a co-ed high school in Nashville, a Catholic high school in Nashville. So that was something we could do first, and that was really exciting for me. It was that idea that we were pioneers.
Right.
Well, when you mentioned having brothers, I didn't. But I knew a lot of the guys at Ryan. I think that's what made me feel I was going to be comfortable.
Did you go to school with them?
Yes.
St. Vincent?
St. Vincent had a lot of guys that were, you know, in the senior class at Ryan that we were going to join. So I felt good with that, but no brothers.
Yeah.
Well, I had 4 brothers, but I'd been in the Father Ryan environment on Friday night dances and football games and things like that. So, but I do remember asking my parents if I could go to public schools because some of my best friends were going to public school. And there was just 14 of us, I guess, that went over to Ryan, which seemed like just a small little group. But my best friend and I went, so that was good.
I think all of us. Didn't all of us go?
That's what they said.
Plus we had 2 or 3 come in from, you know, they did allow some girls to come in that were moving into the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Carla Smith was one of them. And Cheryl Marzina, I think she was living in Nashville, but she was in a public school environment. And because she wanted to move into a Catholic school education, she came in as a senior. And there may have been one other. But the rest of us, I think we all came.
I don't remember anybody from the outside coming in, but I know a lot went to public schools and other schools.
I was excited, so excited to be going because my older sister Lenore was going, Diane was going to be a freshman, I was going to be a sophomore, and Father Ryan was just always big in my life. You know, we would go to the dances. I remember being a part of the KC Club. We would go swimming there. They would have the parochial football games, and it felt like I saw girls and boys from other schools and kind of knew of them, but I thought this was going to be fun. This is going to be exciting. I heard too, I think we were going to a basketball game at Father Ryan because we went to all the games. I even went when Lenore was at Father Ryan and she was in high school. I mean, she wasn't at Father Ryan, but in high school, she would go to the games and my mom would let Diane and I go with her and be a part of that. And I loved it. I thought it was exciting.
It was up to my father, I guess, and he said the girls aren't supposed to go to Father Ryan. So I was a basketball player, so I went to St. Bernard's, and that's the way I talked my way into going to Father Ryan was going to be my sophomore year, and St. Bernard's was not in the NAL. We had 4 basketball games. We played the teams over and over again, and since Father Ryan was, I got to come to Father Ryan, and my sister as a junior. So.
Good answer.
And then the rest of them came too.
You came sophomore year?
I went to St. Bernard's my freshman.
Well, the girls that were at Cathedral had first privilege to go to Father Ryan.
That's right.
And like I said, we had, in our graduating class from Father Ryan, we had 3 that came from out of the city. They had moved here newly. The juniors and sophomores were the same way. It was just the girls, sophomores, juniors, and seniors from Cathedral went to Father Ryan. And then all of the girls from all of the parishes could come as freshmen. That was that freshman class made up all the parishes in Nashville. I don't know how they came up with, if they added kids to sophomores and juniors there.
They
Did y'all-
did senior year.
Yeah.
I don't
okay.
remember any kind
Yeah,
of.
and that was
our
it.
junior year,
After
but
that
senior
year, other kids could come in. That's what they
And
said.
we had,
That was my understanding.
right, we had girls that came in from all the schools.
Yeah.
St. Cecilia, St. Bernard's, and public schools, and some to play ball.
Right.
Because that first year the upper class couldn't play any sports. We didn't play any sports.
Ann Arbuckle did. Ann Arbuckle played
Did she?
basketball. And y'all remember it was half court basketball. This is ancient history. Because it was half court
I have to
basketball.
explain that to my granddaughter.
Well, I went out for the tennis team.
And the tennis, did they have girls
Miss
tennis?
Gray,
They did.
Miss Gray was
And
the
did
coach.
anyone play for them?
All I know is after she ran us around Centennial Park, one person that I know stayed. The rest of us, we were like, no, we weren't prepared. Okay, we had not had any sports, and we thought, we can play tennis. But Miss Gray was hard, and we had to run, and we were up and down. We're like, oh my gosh.
I don't even remember the girls.
I can
I thought it was just basketball. I was trying to remember if there was tennis. But,
yeah, Miss Gray.
yeah.
So how many girls were on the basketball team? Because there was freshmen, so then sophomores, juniors, and seniors were on the girls' basketball team, I guess.
I don't know how many made up the team. I went out, but my sister Cecilia was going out too. One of us needed to be available to get the car home to my mom. For 8 kids with one car.
Right.
2 cars. My dad had one. But one of us had to get everybody else just wherever. And I said, you know what, Cecilia, you're going to be here for 4 years. Play basketball.
Right.
I'll just go out for the fun of it. I didn't have eye
Right.
coordination, so I couldn't play basketball. But it was fun to try.
What I thought was special was I was in that first class of Ryan students to be a cheerleader. You know, because prior to then, they were pulled, from all the various schools.
Yeah.
And so our little group, we had a nice number.
Yeah.
And my group was the first year that all the girls were there.
Yes.
Freshmen.
That's right. Well, I'm going to speak up about the uniforms. I don't like the uniforms. At Cathedral, we had cute uniforms. We had candy stripe outfits. They were pink, beige, blue, green, just as cute as they could be. And in the wintertime, we had, blue plaid, skirt, blue blazer. And then we had to get rid of all of those and go to the green. So I really wasn't happy about the uniform, but I was okay going to school. First day was good.
I think we were all nervous, don't you think?
Yeah.
Excited, I guess the word is.
I think most of them were very welcoming. Don't you think? I think it was.
I don't remember really
any
struggling
animosity.
with anything
I
with
had
that.
a lot of guy friends from Price the King anyway. So.
Right. We kind of meshed into all who we were comfortable with, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Like our parish friends. The CYOs were really big back then. They were very active.
Yeah.
And so those groups were co-ed.
right.
And to move to Father Ryan, like for me, my friends from Christ, the male friends from Christ the King, it was like seeing them. Oh, great, you're here.
Yeah.
And they were very welcome.
Because I only had 1 year of all-girls school, at Cathedral. And then it was right back to what I was used to with the guys and the
Yes.
girls. It felt very natural. It did not feel scary. I do remember that day that I heard, and I can't believe it, but they did not want the girls coming. And the parents did not, and the boys did not. It was a tradition, and this is,
I think some
not
of the teachers
good.
might have thought that.
so I
too.
remember going into the basketball thinking they're gonna be upset with me, but it was like,
It didn't feel like
it did not. And then when I started school, and it did not take long, I guess within a week, I felt like it was all coming together. And
Right.
the talk I heard before wasn't there, not in the hallways, not in the school.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Well, I heard some of the same talk, but I didn't pay attention to it. I'm like, hey, it wasn't our choice. We'd have still been a cathedral if we had our choice. So it's just like, hey, we're here, let's all just get over it. But it all smoothed out.
It did. I don't know if it was
You know.
just big talk from parents or
I think just the
those that were
resistance,
teachers.
All
But
these
as far as the
years.
students and the guys and the girls, it just seemed like it blended well.
People
Right,
don't
I
like
agree.
change.
I
was a
agree.
lot of it, just the
That's
very change of
Right.
it. And you brought up
That's right.
CYO, and if you think about it, we had a citywide CYO too, and we
Yes.
came in as groups from all of our parishes, and showtime and coffee houses.
Yes, sure.
We did a lot of things together as a group.
And we were at the Father Ryan dances our freshman year.
Yeah.
So we were getting to know the boys, and we wanted to get to know the boys, and we knew their names and stuff, and then we would see them in class. So it was exciting to meet them, because we would only see them at a little dance, and now we could see them in class and get to know them.
Father Ryan, changing of classes, and then classes based on whatever, I guess, previous grade point averages were. I know I had to take honors chemistry, and I was in there with the geniuses. And I'm like, who does not like me? Why did they put me in this class? I did okay, but that was what was different, because I wasn't familiar with any of that. And I had Miss Gray.
Yeah,
she was honors, so you can imagine.
If it weren't for
I
Terry
loved
House,
her.
I wouldn't have made it through chemistry.
Well,
She was like my little
Tutor.
yes.
and one of the boys, and I can't remember his name, but I had a sidekick, and he would help me if I didn't understand.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the class.
Yeah.
In the end, but it was stressful.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know anything about this.
Because we were separated in classes like that. We were just all together.
Yeah,
Right.
because we were small enough that you could all have one, the same teacher.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what was different. Having, not being with all the folks that you really knew.
Right.
Got to meet guys that I didn't know because of the classes I was in, which was good and interesting.
I think they were equally challenging as far as academics. Though.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think those nuns, your mother, they held you to a pretty high standard.
Right.
Oh, they did. They did. I'm not saying they didn't, but to me, it was just an extra kick.
And there were more
stressful
opportunities for classes, right? Different classes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know we were placed based on our scores and things, but I know some went into went to the academic, and some went into more business.
It was college prep or business.
Business. Yeah, you had that
right.
choice.
So you had that choice, that path.
And that was good.
Yeah.
But it just took me a while to get used to it, and I think others did too. But then it was fine.
Yeah.
It just became, we felt like we ran it, didn't we?
I think we did. We did. I think we did, right?
Do you all remember Sister Mary Byrne?
Yes, I loved Sister Mary.
I loved her too.
I loved her.
She was like, all right. I mean, she was so down to earth, and you felt comfortable with her. I was talking to a couple of kids, before I came, and we were just talking about it, and they would say, Sister Vern. I'm like, yeah. I remember what she looked like. I just couldn't remember her name.
Yeah.
And then we came to that conclusion, because she was, she seemed like she was a little athletic, and she had a nice manner about her, and she was matter of fact.
Yes. Do you remember at Cathedral when she set us in a circle? It was equal rights amendments were being passed. And she had our classroom. And the Cathedral was pretty diverse. It was pretty much African American and white, almost half and half, don't you think?
Plus Asians.
And some Asians, yes. And so she had us sit in a circle, and she would put on music. And one song from the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Oh my gosh.
It was
You're giving me jingles.
Help from My Friends.
Oh yeah.
She made us listen to that. And then she just asked questions.
Right.
And it taught us different cultural peculiarities. It was just, we sat in a circle so we could all see each other's face. That was important to her, for us to look. Whoever had something to say had to look. If somebody asked me a question, they had to look at me and ask me the question.
Right.
It was really, that was very powerful at that age, to help us be honest.
Thank you for taking me
also
back down memory lane on that one.
Made us take off masks.
Yes.
She's the one that made you take off your mask, Be yourself.
Right.
Yeah, she was a great
She was.
great teacher, a great woman.
Your mom. She was from Cathedral.
Uh-huh.
She made it really easy knowing that
Yes.
she was going to be
Transition.
there. I have never seen your mom without a smile on her face. She was so
that sweet
kind,
voice.
so
Yeah,
sweet.
That sweet
Yeah.
high-pitched voice.
I hear that a lot with the boys, with the men now, but the boys, they'll talk about her. So she was comfortable moving into that
She
environment.
And we were going with her, we were going with her. We felt that well. And then Father Fleming, he was big in my life from the time he was a young priest at St. Thomas. He would say Mass there, and my mom worked there, and I remember being there and loving him, and then him over at Cathedral, because we were part of the Cathedral Parish, and then knew when I was going, Miss Strobel was coming, Father Fleming was going to be there, everything's going to be just fine.
Yeah. The one that stands out really is Father Ed Johnston. I never had him as a teacher, but he was just
A great person.
yes, he was. He and Father Sullins was there too, but Ed Johnston was just in a league of his own as far as a counselor and just being there to help with any kind of anxiety or.
There were a lot of girls that also went to St. Bernard's with me my freshman year, and when one of us decided to come to Father Ryan, everybody else did too. So that made it was like you say, it was a group of people that I was around that I'd met from, a different parochial school that I was excited about going with, all of us going to Father Ryan. So that was the biggest thing. I don't think there were any challenges. Actually, my sophomore years where I met my husband, he was a senior, so just a special year anyway to get to go. I don't think anybody felt any challenges, or there were some people that stayed, and I've known them all these years, and I still figured I act like they went to Father Ryan with us, but they stayed at St. Bernard's. So everybody played volleyball for CYO. All we had was basketball for girls, and of course, half court, as you spoke before. And we played a few teams that were like Bishop Byrne, different schools like out of town, Harpeth Hall and St. Cecilia, but that's all we played. We weren't known citywide. And then my sophomore year, we get over there and everybody's telling us about, John Gorham this and John Gorham that, and Miss Adams, and we found out that Jinx Cochran was all state, and we went and asked her if she could help him coach.
And that's how she started.
That's how she started.
Oh, so you all got her.
Yeah.
But that was the only activity that we had, and there were a lot of us that, some of the Cathedral girls, or Father Ryan girls when we got over there, were kind of upset with us because some of them got cut from the team, and us, and we, so it was kind of an unfair situation, but that's just the way it was.
It's more competitive at that point.
Right.
And the freshmen had been there just that 1 year.
Yeah, exactly.
Did y'all have your basketball practices during school? Do you remember? Or was it after school?
It was after school. Yeah, you had to split the time with the guys team.
Okay.
Because, there was a freshman team, but the big girls got the court before they did, and then they joined us like maybe 30 minutes into our practice. The freshmen would practice with us. And then at Ryan, too, some of the girls came from St. Bernard's with me. They played basketball or they played tennis. And that was the only extra sport they had over there.
I remember the Kid Club.
Yeah.
Because they had to come up with
Yes.
that club,
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
just,
yes.
There
it was a key club.
and there was
Yeah.
Key Club, and there was,
They always had
Key
keys.
Club,
That's
Hair
what
Club,
it
and CYO,
Mhm.
and I was on the student council and cheerleading, and I remember what we did in those. I just remember I did them, but as far as the
I remember
activities.
math club, but when I was looking back at yearbooks, I don't remember any girls in the math club
No.
until it got to be the sophomores and freshmen.
Right.
So they kind of eased them into the men's clubs,
Yeah.
and because they weren't separated.
Right.
But, I guess they really wouldn't have had the opportunity because we wouldn't have the same scores to get into the
Right.
math club and all that. And
Right.
I think that was something you just joined.
Yeah. I don't think that was in any club.
There was a drama club. I remember my
Oh, no,
sister
I
was
did
in drama club,
Yeah.
as it went on, but
Yeah.
I didn't have that opportunity.
I remember like the Glee Club at Cathedral, but I don't remember it at Ryan. And maybe we didn't have choir or chorus at that time the first year.
Yeah, we did.
Club.
I'm trying to remember who had it, and we were really rehearsing. Remember the big talent show we did at the end? See what?
CYO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great
That was.
Showtime.
That's how
And that
was.
starts Showtime.
Showtime.
And,
So
that started after Christmas, and I remember.
Yeah.
I was in that all
I'm
4
trying to remember
years.
what. I think it may have been Miss Patton practicing that.
Okay.
with us. rehearsing the chorus.
I think you're right. I was in chorus freshman year, so I was mixed with all that group freshman year from Cathedral. I think you're right.
I think it was Miss Patton.
Yeah. They had chorus and then they had those because I think I was in chorus because you didn't have to do a lot.
Right, me too.
And then Lenora and Diane were in the dance. I remember them wearing the little dresses and so cute. And,
We had a group from Cathedral. I think we were at Ryan. It was CYO Showtime, and we were the Magnificent Seven. And we sang Stop in the Name of Love. And our outfits, we had on white shoes, we had on navy blue pants with stripes, and we were sharp. We thought we were something else. Lance Johnson was in the band, and we just clicked. We had such the best time,
Yeah.
And we grew closer together, even though we knew each other from first grade.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah.
But being together and doing that, stop in the name of love. So that's what I remember. Yeah, it was good. We had a good time. That was a great CYO show.
That was.
Yeah, the extracurricular was really good.
I don't understand why all that went away. I don't.
Well, it's big production. If you think about it, but it involved like 300 or better because you had the lighting crew and the art and dance and individual acts as the Magnificent Seven. And chorus was big.
Yeah.
They took up the whole stage.
Yeah.
I know. So, and it was 4 nights and a matinee? And,
Yeah.
I loved Father Ryan. I loved the year there. I don't have any best memories. It's just the relationships were just very rich. And, we had homecoming, the homecoming dance was there. It felt like because we were at Cathedral, we weren't included in a lot of that. We came to those games, but now we were part of all of that. And that was it was very nice. It was just a very good feeling to be a part of that. I think that was just a wonderful year. It was coming off of a wonderful junior year, summertime of CYO and coming to Father Ryan was just, for me, really good memories.
My best memory is meeting my husband in religion class. That will be 50 years. Next year we have 2 children and 3 grandchildren. And so I have to say, it was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wouldn't have this without Father Ron and me walking into the only class Kelly had, religion. Like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It really, brought us together.
Yeah.
That was special.
Better.
I think, like you, the friendships and the relationships, and I always felt really comfortable there. Of course, we were such a small group, our little 14 girls in the junior class. We felt, we also, I think, were a little, we kind of owned the area, owned the place. We were, we were just the few that in a big crowd. We were the few in a big crowd, but the football games and when I became cheerleader, and we had such great years with that. I know we were talking earlier at dinner about the big game where we played at Vanderbilt and against NBA, and there's 20,000 people there, but we went as a group. Everything was done as a group. We came to Father Ryan and we went there together, and just the camaraderie and the unity and I think our faith too, because so much of our activities were based around faith. And I'll even like CYO. I was president of citywide CYO my senior year, and so we went out into all the parishes, and I got to meet like what your parish was like and what your parish was like, but we all came together and did stuff together, and then I had that at school too. Reunions are great. Because the memories are there, and it's like the unity.
We moved away too, and we got away from our friends, and then we came for our 50th year reunion, and when Kelly and I stepped into that room and saw those people, it's like we never left. It was like, like we were in the room together, like all those years have passed, but we felt so connected. And
Like a time machine. You just go back.
Yes, you do.
You're
17 and 18 years.
It was such a happy time, and I told him, I said, I wish we could stay friends with them, and be with them, but our lives have changed. But but that moment is special and will be in my heart forever. Those friends that I've made in the school, the teachers, the priest, and it's special.
Right.
Well, that point you just made, when we had our 50th, you'd have thought we went to school forever together. And you would not have known we were only
And there were some first
together
timers
1
there.
year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
You know, we were there 1 year, but everybody, I'm just saying, you know, how
The
the
guys were as glad to see us as we were to see.
I got the
each other.
videos. We had a good time. Just seeing everybody. And some you didn't really know, but they, you know, they embraced you anyway.
Yeah.
But you'd have thought we were a 4 year.
See, I never
we were
went
not.
to. I never went to the 10-year reunion or the 20. I was going, I am not. And then Kelly, we've got to go to the 50th.
Yes,
That was special.
And when I went, thank you so much. That was such an important part of our lives. It's when we were growing up, making decisions, you know, and coming together. And those people there at that reunion, they knew what we felt like and what was going on and how we felt walking those halls. And it just felt a connection that will always be. I think I can see them.
And it can go anywhere. I have 2 small stories. My son went senior year, was looking for a place to play travel ball we are a small town, Paris, Tennessee, and somebody connected us with someone in Nashville. Lavender Field, my son came to play at Lavender Field with Kevin O'Rourke's son and several of the father of my classmates. You know, Tim Lavender was there and all. And then he went on to Christian Brothers to play baseball. And one of the coaches, or one of the assistant coaches, is now coaching here. So, yeah, so it's kind of small world, but we spread out.
Well, even
everywhere.
when I have that like little West Haven, I don't know them, but every now and then I'll see a little sign and it's graduated, and it'll be different high schools, and one will say Father Ryan, and I don't know who they are, but I feel like, oh, that's amazing! Congratulations, Jim.
Well, do you say you graduated from Cathedral, or Cathedral was your school, or Father Ryan? I'd say Father Ryan always, even though I was 2 and 2.
But Cathedral's a bigger part of me because even though I changed schools, and that was I went to the church and I was part of the parish, and so Cathedral is strong, and that will never leave me because of that. But I think of Father Ryan as my high school days, but it all centers around our faith, you know, and then it just seems like it's all one, and it grows, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, the White Cathedral and Father Ron, and then the parochial schools, and we all come together, and we're one big family. Just seeing y'all today, and walking in, it's have a smile.
I got to be a cheerleader, but that also meant I had to quit basketball.
But cheering was fun.
But cheerleading was fun, and we would split. I don't know if y'all did this, but we split for wrestling and for basketball. And I was the captain of the basketball cheerleaders, and Marta was the wrestling. So it was fun. You know, we did a lot of traveling. And it was our biggest rival, I guess, was Notre Dame in Chattanooga. So that was fun. But just the friendships that I made, I'm still really good friends with a whole lot of people in my class. And we have a group that eats lunch together every month. There could be anywhere from 3 to 12 of us.
Oh, that's great.
Because we never moved away, so we had the opportunity to tell our kids the memories we have of Father Ryan and the friends we met that we are still friends with, and we had the opportunity to send our kids to Father Ryan, and they still have the same friends. And people are all the time saying, didn't you miss going to a big metro school? And I'm thinking, no, I didn't. It wouldn't have been there. It wouldn't have been like Father Ryan. I mean, my father went here, and we were here, and then now our kids, my grandkids, it's like a big family.
I think that is, you said it. It was my daddy graduated from Father Ryan, and my brothers. I had 4 older brothers that had gone here, and I think more than anything made me confident to be there and not feel like I wasn't wanted. I felt like I'm going to be like one of my brothers here. And there were 8 of us, and I was the first girl after 4 boys, and so I always had my elbows up. I had to make my place, and to be able to do that at home, I could come in and, oh, now look, Charlie and Noah, and I'm going to be at Father Ryan too. So, yeah, it wasn't so much a transition, but it was just that knowing I have my uncles, my own daddy, and then all of my brothers, now all of my siblings behind me graduated from Father Ryan. And it's like you said, it's that connection, as you've all
That you
said
never
already.
lose. You never
You
lose.
get out and find somebody that went to Father Ryan. Oh, I went to Father Ryan. I'm in the first class of graduating. He goes, you were? And it's, you just start talking and find out, oh, and you're so-and-so's sister, and you're such-and-such's aunt. And you're, so yeah, it's a family. And the cathedral was a very safe place for us, don't you think? It was a beautiful, safe environment. Father Ryan felt the same way. We were safe there. There wasn't
Had no fear.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Even though we were by the park, anything could have happened in the park, right? But
That's
it didn't.
right.
But it did.
and I think most of it's just faith. We had leaders. We had strong men and women, nuns and priests, and the lay teachers.
Right.
Strong, faith-driven people that talked about our spiritual characters being more important than anything else. And when you can think and live like that, you feel safe.
Right.
You know there's nothing else to worry about.
When I hear you all talk about your families, I was the first one from my family to come.
Oh, wow.
Had no brothers.
Wow.
My folks weren't from Nashville, so anyway.
Yeah.
So it was me. Then my sister came. She was in the class that graduated in 75. Then both my sons went here. So we started our own little tradition.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes my children are like, can I go to White's Creek? Can I? I'm like, no, you're not going to those places. You're going to go to Father Ryan. And they're so glad they did.
Oh, my.
They're best friends that they still stay in touch with. Ride or die. You know how they say that?
Yeah.
Some of their
Right.
best friends are here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love it, and it's a good. You get with the right people, and you have friends for life.
Yes.
Now, everybody's not like that.
No.
No,
But
there's
a lot of them are.
that say they're jealous of that.
A lot of them are. So.
I have a friend that lived right beside me, and I was getting ready last year for our 50th reunion, and I was telling her we're going to our 50th. And she said, I'm from Texas. I can't imagine going to any of my reunions. And I go, why? She goes, I don't remember them. I don't know them. There's not that closeness like we had with our teachers, and the names are so familiar. When I read anything about Ryan, like I said, I'll hear those names and know them, because those names continue on at Father Ryan. It's just a tradition, but I felt sad for her
Yeah.
because I
Doesn't know what she
don't
missed.
remember but a few friends, and I can't imagine going to any of
No,
those. So
We were blessed.
we are
We're
blessed and very fortunate.
I did worry. We went from a class of, there are 25 or 6 of us to go to Father Ryan. There were 151 or 3 in our graduating class.
Okay.
So I felt like that was big.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it was really
It
small.
was small.
And like you
Okay.
said, when we came back for the 50th, we were welcomed and we were
Yeah.
remembered. We
Right.
did make a mark. We
Yes,
left a
we
mark
did.
on them.
Well, I'm happy it's still here. A lot of schools aren't, in the city. I'm glad that we've had enough of the Catholic religion and support of the city to still be here. I think the best thing Ryan could have done was allow young women to come to school here. You never can turn back. All of our elementary schools were co-ed. Why not have a high school that's co-ed? And I just think celebrating the 100th year, I think Ryan has gone through a lot of changes. A lot of them were good changes. A lot of learning has happened during that 100 years, and I think it's made Ryan a better place. So, I support it 100%.
I agree with you. Father Ryan is like that beacon of faith that this city needs, this world needs, and I see it in some of the younger people that I know, some of my cousins that have their children here, and to hear them reflect on their faith being the strongest thing about Father Ryan is just very, again, makes me feel safe, that the world is a safe place, that there are people still being taught godliness, and with that, there's nothing to worry about. So yeah, I love Father Ryan.
I do too.
The legacy is here to carry on.
That's right. It just seems to be getting stronger and stronger.
And I think it's needed.
Yeah.
This environment is definitely needed in this world we live in today.